What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. As ever, I really do appreciate it. If you could do me a favour, and if you are yet to subscribe, if you could just hit that notification button, the bell, the subscription button, share the video, and if you could also leave any comments or any questions or suggestions, or just to add to what we're having a little bit of a chat about down below, I'd really appreciate it. So, yeah. What we're going to have a little discussion about today is just some little stories that are just dipping their head above the parapet just before, obviously, the January transfer window starts to kick off and all of the usual stuff starts to come out about everybody, the way it all kind of flies along. So first one that we're going to have a quick look at, and it's coming from courtoffside.com. And it's through, I think it's via Phil Hay. Well, it is via Phil Hay, but it's to do with Gnonto, and the talks are that, well, basically the talks haven't even begun with regards to extending his contract. The thought was that from him sort of getting him moved away and sorted out in terms of the downing of the tools, but then integrating back into the squad, etc., so on and so forth, that he would look to sign a new deal. And from what's been reported, it looks like that's not going to be the case, or that it hasn't kind of even started yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one kind of progresses and moves along. The actual line is that there was quite hope at Ellen Road that after Gnonto was agitating in the hope of a move back to the top flight with Everton in August, the young winger might smooth the waters by committing to a new contract. This is what Phil Hay wrote in The Athletic. But that possibility has not got off the ground yet. And Gnonto's modest amount of minutes this season are part of the reason transfer channels are already chattering about him and his options. Now, again, you take everything with a pinch of salt, and it could be more of the fact that it's opinion rather than actual fact. But you do have to say, and there's been talk with him not looking as happy. I just think it's him keeping his head down. However, it's going to be interesting to see how that one kind of progresses and moves forward as the January transfer window approaches. Next story is coming out of, Leeds United News. And again, it's come via Phil Hay again, so from The Athletic. So realistically, the original source of this is Phil Hay. So this is to do with Brendan Aronson. He did an interview recently in The Athletic where he said that he feels like his time at Leeds United isn't open, feels like the door's still open, thinks that, there's a possibility of him being able to come back if we get promoted, etc., so on and so forth. However, I have to say, for me, that ship has sailed. There's a player in there, but the problem is that he isn't physical enough for the championship. He would get murdered in the championship. He would also, I don't think, do particularly well in the Premiership, as pretty much was proven by the 40 games that he played last season, and didn't manage to play very well, in my opinion. Since his move to Union Berlin, they've only just recently ended a 12-game losing streak. That was from drawing at Napoli in the Champions League. And yeah, I can't see it happening. Like I said, it's not going well for him at Union Berlin. He hasn't pulled up any trees there. I just feel like the bridge is actually going to be burnt on that one. There is a player in there. He's just, I don't know, he just needs to get on the weights or something, I think would probably be the fair assessment of that one. I mean, who knows? Next one, Charlie Cresswell. This is coming from MOT News. However, again, it's widely reported and known that he's been named in the England under-21 squad. He has been absent from the Leeds United squad, but it's for personal reasons. But hopefully, just a short story more than anything reason. I don't think there's a rift. I don't think there's any issues. The personal reasons, hopefully not too serious. Hopefully everything's okay. But it would appear that because he's been included in the under-21 squad, that everything is all right. I do suspect that if it wasn't for the personal reasons, there is probably quite a strong possibility that it would have been him and Strauch playing this weekend. Just my opinion. That's what I think would have gone quite well. But, for whatever reason, he's been absent from the squad this week. Like I say, I hope it's nothing too serious, and I hope everything's all right. And congratulations to Cresswell for being named in the under-21 squad. And, just all the best, really. Second one to do with call-ups as well. Was really pleased to see Jorginho Rutter get into the France under-21 squad with Thierry Henry. Really, really pleased for him, and I think it's really well deserved, given off of the back of his performances as well. So again, another big thumbs up for me. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Little interest piece here that's on Inside Football, and it's to do with Glenn Kamara, and obviously he's been called up to the Finland squad, and they were talking about obviously him moving to Leeds, etc., and kind of what made his mind up and everything and all of that kind of stuff. And it turns out that what he did was he actually had a long conversation with Timo Pukki with regards to A, the manager, and B, moving to Leeds as well. So nice to see Timo Pukki doing us a bit of a favour. And like I said, we had the performance of the season so far from Glenn last weekend. So long may it continue. And again, congratulations on his call-up. Well, I just think it's absolutely fantastic. Next story we're looking at to do with Rodon. Again, coming via MOT News, but it's coming via Phil Hay. And the idea is now to do with Rodon is that sources at the club are that impressed with him that they want to make the move permanent. I think a lot of us have said on social media that was something that we would all want to see as well. We think it just inexplicably makes sense. I think the initial contact with regards to Rodon and getting him on a permanent, we were told 50 million, or at least that's what Phil Hay had said. And then we managed to negotiate it down to take him on loan. But I think we're going to go back and see if we can get him on a permanent. He is, for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. He's not 50 million quid's worth of defender at all. I don't care what they say. But it'd be interesting to see kind of how that materialises again over the January transfer window period, and just kind of see what happens. I know that there wasn't a recall in his loan in January. So despite all of the crap that's gone on with Spurs' defence and their kind of like key central defender being injured, Spurs don't have a recall in his loan, and he, fingers crossed, shouldn't be going anywhere come January. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything stays the same. But for me, that's one player that we should sign absolutely permanently without a shadow of a doubt. He fits in really well. He puts a really nice Welsh spine into the team, which I'm really looking forward to. You can see his relationships with other players that are there as well. So it's nothing but a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, excited about that. So yeah, just like as I mentioned, there's no recall on his loan for January. So hopefully that'll stay kind of where it is, I hope. And then final story is the one that everybody's having a bit of a chat about. A couple of channels have put out videos about it and everything, is that Liverpool are planning a £14 million summer raid on Archie Gray. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes. Gray's contract currently runs till 2025, so we can't extend it or anything yet. But if I was to give Gray any advice, it would be along the lines of, you need to look at what happened to Calvin Phillips. You need to look at, in terms of the club that you would be going to, and you need to look at if you're going to get minutes straight away to start to build up your experience, because if you're not, then it's not worth it. He stays at Leeds, he plays. For me, it's that simple. If he goes to somewhere like Liverpool, I don't think he would get the game time that he would warrant. Yes, he would be amongst some absolutely phenomenal players to train and learn, but there is no substitute for learning in terms of being on the grass, on the pitch, 90 minutes, every Saturday, every Tuesday at the moment. And it'll be interesting to see if it happens. Again, it looks like it's just rumour and conjecture, but I hope we turn it down and turn down any approach and give him what he absolutely wants, because you could literally build the club around him. For me, he's that good as far as I'm concerned. Yes, he's playing out of position at the moment, but he's doing such a stellar job. It's really, really good and really pleasing to see. And obviously the Grey Dynasty continuing, which is another really important thing to go about. So whether or not, like I said, it happens, it's the one that's coming on. My response would be, go forth and multiply. You ain't getting anywhere near him. that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've tried to do something a little bit different and give you some kind of little news stories and stuff that I think that you might be interested in. If you've enjoyed it, click the like button. If you're new, subscribe, put comments on, share the video, the usual kind of stuff. As ever, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.